couldn't believe it. Wicked youth, supposed rock and roll bad boys in the Carnival of Flowers procession. Never before had I been so annoyed and humiliated, but the ever-exuberant Ron insisted that any exposure was good exposure.
With children and parents turning out in their thousands for the festive event believed to be a record crowd. Entrants in this year's Carnival of Flowers range from the beautiful to the not so beautiful. To the relatively straightforward. And things more bizarre than this was
Man, that was excellent. Wicked youth in front of 100,000 people. I mean, bugger all bands get to do that for their first gig. Wait till Wayne hears about it. He'll be sorry he's a 9-to-5 whore. What do you reckon, fellas? Glad you came?
Wicked, man, now it's just wicked.
Yeah, you said it, Bob. Right back at ya. Right, let's get totally and utterly blotto.
I was made for loving you, baby. Whoa.
Oh my God, let's rock and roll!
I've got to stop them, haven't I? You're not going to though, are you? I can't believe this, he's a lunatic. I decided that this whole thing had gone a little too far, and to be honest, I was a bit frightened of Ron after the previous night's episode.
Technology's killing rock and roll. I mean, look at compact discs. You can program in your favourite tunes and have an album without ever hearing half of it. It's a tragedy, it really is. I mean, give me tapes of vinyl any day.
Ron?
Yeah, mate?
I've been thinking. You know, I don't think I'm a good enough bass player for the band. I mean, you guys have been...
Not good enough? Jeez, man. Look, I told you what the deal is, man. It's like, not how good you play, it's how good you look.
No, I think I should quit the band, eh?
You want to quit? Look, you're lucky to even be in this band the amount of time you've been playing. We're going to make it big one day, you know. Anyway, you can't quit. I've got us another gig.
What?
Yeah, man, it's at the Trades Hall. You know, I've got us other bands, I've got radio sponsorship. It'll be fully advertised.
But we only know 4 songs.
So what, man? Look at Jimi Hendrix. He only knew a few songs when he started out, and look at him now.
This was ridiculous. Ron just didn't know where to stop. Anyway, I promised myself I'd quit after the Trades Hall gig. Plus, I didn't want to see Ron get mad again for a while. I couldn't believe how many people turned up to the second gig. Ron's advertising had really paid off, and I was ready to be utterly embarrassed.
You know, I remember there was a time when rock and roll was the way of life. But instead of playing computer games and collecting basketball cards, kids used to play records and collect singles. Well, we are Wicked Youth, and we stand for rock and roll, and we salute those who have done so before us. All right!
Despite myself, I actually started to get caught up in the whole Ron Delbridge vision. Some of what he said was right. My bass became a weapon, and we launched into the opening number. Then it happened. The accident meant that Wicked Youth had to disband for a while. I managed to avoid Ron Delbridge from then on, but often I still think about him. As crazy as he was positive and determined. Oh yeah, and you may have heard him recently with his band's hit single, Rock and Roll Forever. And as for my insecurities, well, that's another story, and not necessarily a pleasant one. Let's just say that I drank my confidence far too much.
Rock and roll! It was a rainy night when I pulled into the truck stop. 2 days without sleep, but I was ready for fun. A skinny little waitress with legs up to here. I said, God, hardly know you, but I think you're the one. Rock and roll. Rock and roll forever. Rock and roll, spreading sad leather. Rock and roll forever. 2 a.m. in a backstreet bar, wine and women and a whiskey jar. Living the life of a king on the run. I lay down early, but I die having fun. Oh, it can't get lonely. Rock and roll, spandex and leather. Rock and roll forever. Rock and roll, spandex and leather. Rock and roll forever. Rock and roll.